All right, we are recording.
All right, good afternoon. Welcome to this live broadcast of the virtual meeting of the Minneapolis Civil Service Commission. This meeting includes the remote participation of members as authorized under Minnesota statute section 13D.021 due to a declared local health pandemic. For the record, my name is Ellen McVeigh and I am the president of the Minneapolis Civil Service Commission. I now call this meeting to order and ask the clerk to call the roll so that we can verify the presence of a quorum.
Commissioner Wheeler.
Present.
Commissioner McVeigh.
Present.
And Commissioner Falk.
Present.
All right, thank you. With that, we'll proceed to the agenda, a copy of which was posted for public access to the city's legislative information management system, which is available at lims.minneapolismin.gov. Item number one, I guess, is before the policy administration new business is acceptance of the minutes from the August 24th, 2021 meeting. Do I have a motion?
Yeah, so moved.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
And
I'll call the roll.
Yes, would you call the roll?
Commissioner Wheeler.
I accept.
Commissioner McVeigh.
I approve the minutes.
And Commissioner Falk.
I approve the minutes.
We have 3 yeas.
Thank you. Then that is unanimous, and we'll move on to new business under policy and administration. The Human Resources Department is asking to abolish the eligibility list number 2021-00419 for the Health Equity Manager position in the Health Department. The current list expires February 28th, 2022, and they would like to repost the position. And I understand we have Sarah Carlson from the Human Resources Department and also Deputy Commissioner Noya Woodrich here to speak to that. So take it away. Oh, we do have the memo that you sent, and so we've all reviewed that. If you want to make additional comments, you're welcome to do that.
Nothing really additional. I guess want to emphasize the importance of this position. It's the first time that the health department has had a position for whom the person will be exclusively focused on doing equity work. And with all of the inequities that we experience in Minneapolis for health in our communities of color, it's pretty important that we have a good pool of people to select from and that we feel very confident in the person that we choose to take on the position. And that just wasn't the case with the first round of applicants. We interviewed half of them, and that was being generous because there was really only one person on the list that was truly fit all or met all of the qualifications of the position. So we need to repost and I would say do a better job at promoting the position so that we get a better qualified pool of applicants for the job.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are there questions, commissioners? I guess. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Commissioner Wheeler.
I was just going to ask, of the pool that you had, what was your racial breakdown of the pool that was remaining?
Of the people we didn't interview or the people that we did?
Well, just the pool that you recruited.
So for some of them, I would just need to guess because I didn't see that information. But so of the 8 people that we interviewed, all were people of color except for one. And that person that was not a person of color, she actually emailed me an hour before her interview and said, I took another job, so I'm out. So everybody that we interviewed were people of color in that first round.
Can I ask what? Oh,
go ahead,
okay.
Commissioner Falk.
Can I just ask what the plan is for promotion and how to change it to try to get more qualified candidates?
Sure. So we, I can speak to that, Noya, unless you want to. I apologize. I'm at the EOTF, so it's very loud. I'm trying hard to find a room here is a little difficult. So So I can speak to that. We recently hired a recruiter, and so that individual will be very helpful on getting us posted on different websites. He's able to reach out through LinkedIn to people that we think might be able to fill this position and fill the needs of this position. I think that would make a big difference. We didn't have that position filled when this was posted. So to give you an idea, this position closed in August. And so Noya, I was part of Noya's interview panel. And so, you know, I think that we still want to keep the qualifications for this position at a bachelor's degree level. We don't want to increase that, but we still need to get qualified candidates that are able to build relationships with a broad set of leadership. And the applicants that we had, it was hard to see that skill set.
Oh, okay.
I guess my
Right.
question
Okay.
following up on that, if I might, is how was an eligibility list established if you say in your memo that there were no candidates who really met the minimum eligibility requirements? How did the eligible list get set up in the first place?
Because there were so few applicants, we just moved them all over. So there
Okay.
was no, I saw every single application. And so it would be just because it was a small number. So there wasn't a process like right now, we're working on a public health specialist 1 position. We did the scoring, and then the scoring decides who gets moved to the eligible list.
Right.
But that was, we had like 40 applications for that position. For the health equity manager, we only had 18. So I said, just move them all to the list, and then I'll review them all, and then chose who to interview based off of the scoring of that total list.
I get my concern about this is that we, the commission in the past, been kind of chastised by the district court when there was a person on an eligible list who then challenged his not being hired from the list. And the challenge was that the HR department, and then approved by the commission, that the HR department had kind of varied its requirements after the posting to take people who did not meet minimum requirements, and that they also kind of messed a little bit with the expiration date of the list, and the court came back and said the commission cannot alter the job posting is kind of sacrosanct. So if you have an eligible list and you have a date, an expiration date, that's what you're supposed to follow. So that I'm being a little bit harsh here, because I'm concerned that if nobody on the list ever met the minimum requirements to start with, there shouldn't be an eligible list. Then at that point, you just say, well, we can't put together a list. We need to go back to the square one and figure out how to recruit people who meet our requirements. Because then if somebody is hired from the list who doesn't meet the qualifications, somebody else can say, the city messed up because they didn't follow the posting requirements. So I see, we did have also, I should say, we did have an abolishment of an eligibility list request in April of this year from the city coordinator's office. And that was a little bit different situation, because in that situation, the city coordinator's office had gone through the whole list. They'd interviewed everybody, and either people had backed off or, said, I've gotten another job, similar to what you just said. And so they were left with nobody on the list, and the list wasn't supposed to expire for several months. So they came to the commission and said, can we just abolish this list? And we said yes, because effectively there was no list left. But here you have a list. I mean, people who have not been interviewed, but who now are, you have found not to be eligible. And so that's a little bit different situation and a little trickier situation for the commission. For public sector. I mean, in the private sector, you can just say, well, we don't have anybody in this pool that we really think is going to suit us. So we're just going to start over with a different pool. But in the public sector, we've got these lists, and when they're established, then they are supposed to run their course. So, you know, I hear the concern and that you really want to get somebody. It's a new position and you weren't quite sure who was going to come into the pool, but this is a tricky ask, basically. And I'm just saying this in order to you know, hopefully alert you to the concerns here, and so that when you post it again, there will be a clearer sense of what you're looking for, and then that the list will be one that you go through in its entirety before the expiration date or before you decide to stop using the list. Or do you have questions about what I just said at all? This is to Sarah and Noya. Okay.
No.
So having said that, I will, I'll move that we abolish this list based on Rule 7, in that the candidates who are left on the eligibility list do not meet the standards for eligibility. And so essentially we're abolishing the list because the candidates who are on it are not, according to the representations of the health department, don't meet the minimum qualifications. Do I have a second for that?
I'll second that.
Okay. Melody, would you call the roll? Oh, Melody, you're.
Okay, faux pas, couldn't get that mouse to work. I will call the Commissioner Wheeler.
I approve of the abolishing of the list.
And Commissioner McVeigh.
I approve the abolishing of the list.
Commissioner Falk.
I approve the abolishing of the list.
I have 3 yeas.
All right, thank you. Then that is approved. Okay, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
And then we have, do we have anything further to come before the commission?
Nothing further on the agenda.
Okay, then I will pull out my little cheat sheet about what to say. Hold on. With that, we've completed all the items for the meeting. Without objection, then I will declare this meeting adjourned. And our next meeting will be November, I don't know what date.
16th, I think.
Okay, thank you. 16th, 2021.
Yep.
Thank you, everybody.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
All right. Bye,
Bye-bye.
everyone.